in a significant move that could reshape the Senate's approach to confirming presidential nominees. Republican leaders are gearing up to make a substantial alteration to the Senate's rules. This change aims to facilitate the confirmation of numerous nominees put forth by President Donald Trump in a more efficient manner, allowing for batch voting instead of the traditional individual votes. The motivation behind this proposed change stems from frustrations expressed by Republicans, who claim that Democrats are deliberately delaying the confirmation process for Trump's nominees. In response to this situation, the Senate's leading Democrat has issued a warning against what is known as the nuclear option, a term that refers to the potential escalation of partisan conflict in the Senate. Senate Majority Leader John Thune, a Republican from South Dakota, has announced plans to initiate this process on Monday, with expectations that it will extend into the following week before the new rules are officially adopted. The nuclear option allows the majority party to bypass existing Senate rules to establish a new precedent, effectively changing the rules with a simple majority vote. This tactic has been employed by both political parties in the past to diminish the 60-vote requirement for judicial nominations and to shorten the debate time allotted for nominees. Thune articulated the necessity of this change, stating, "It's time to take steps to restore Senate precedent and codify in Senate rules what once was understood to be standard practice. And that is the Senate acting expeditiously on presidential nominations to allow a president to get his team into place." He emphasized that he would be taking the necessary procedural steps to amend the rules later that day. The proposed rule change would specifically apply to nominees who are currently subject to 2 hours of debate under existing Senate regulations. This includes nominees for positions within the executive branch, sub-cabinet level appointments, and ambassadors, but notably excludes judicial nominations. The new approach would enable Senate leaders to vote on an unlimited number of nominees collectively, allowing for a single up or down vote to confirm or reject them all at once. Thune has criticized Democrats for what he describes as unprecedented obstructionism, claiming they are hindering the swift confirmation of Trump's administrative appointees. On the other hand, Democrats argue that Trump is attempting to fill the government with a concerning number of unqualified individuals, which justifies their rigorous scrutiny of the nominees. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, a Democrat from New York, expressed his concerns on the Senate floor, stating, "If Republicans go nuclear, the historically bad nominees we've seen so far under Donald Trump will get only worse. Sometimes it's almost as if the more corrupt, the better, because then Donald Trump will totally control what they do." He suggested that Trump seeks nominees who will support him unconditionally, even if it means compromising ethical standards. Despite these tensions, Schumer noted that Democrats were still attempting to collaborate with Republicans on a nomination package to expedite the process. He mentioned that Thune had shown a willingness to negotiate, but ultimately, discussions fell apart when Trump reportedly dismissed the proposal. Interestingly, the Republicans' new rule appears to draw inspiration from a 2023 proposal by Senators Amy Klobuchar, a Democrat from Minnesota, and Angus King, an independent from Maine, which suggested that lower-level nominees be considered in groups of 10 rather than individually. However, as of now, Republicans have not secured any Democratic support for their current plan. In a show of bipartisanship, Republicans have indicated that their own senators will have the opportunity to object to any nominee included in the voting block. If such an objection arises, they will either negotiate with the dissenting senator or remove the nominee from the block. However, this same level of courtesy will not extend to the minority party, as Democrats have effectively placed holds on nearly all of Trump's nominees. Republicans are aware that the precedent they are setting could be utilized by a future Democratic majority and president. Senate Majority Whip John Barrasso from Wyoming acknowledged this potential consequence, stating, "You always think about what's going to happen when the shoe is on the other foot, and that is ultimately going to happen at some point. But this is historic obstruction. we're trying to get back to the way this has been previously. This situation raises important questions about the future of Senate procedures and the balance of power. Will this move lead to a more efficient confirmation process, or will it set a dangerous precedent for future administrations? What are your thoughts on the implications of the nuclear option? Share your opinions in the comments.